Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I want to say good morning, except for it's technically 12:30, so I guess I should say good afternoon, but I'm still drinking coffee, so I'm still considering it the morning. But it's 2015. Yay! I have so much exciting stuff that's going to happen this year. I am so excited to share it with all of you guys. It's gonna be so much fun. As you can see, this is not my natural hair. I did not dye it. This is a wig from Purple Plum. My package arrived yesterday with this and my Supersonico wig. So I'm doing Supersonico at some point this year, and this wig is for Maki from Love Live. I have a friend who recently has gotten me into anime, which I actually really like anime, and I'm like, how did I not watch this earlier? Like, I have memories of watching Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was really little, like not even middle school, like elementary school. And I enjoyed it then, but I'm recently getting back into it. So, yay for having awesome friends who are introducing me to awesome things. So, yeah, fun stuff is happening. And so I have a number of questions from you guys. But first, one that I've been getting repeatedly is what's Saddle the Hippogriffs? What's the origins? Why did I choose the name? So I'm going to show you. I have this book that I got at an antique store in Oregon a number of years ago. Um, and it's Legends of the Middle Ages by H.A. Gerber. And on like the front page it says, "Saddle the hippogriffs, ye muses nine, and straight will ride to a land of old romance." And that really resonated with me, both with my academic passion, which is the Middle Ages, and my creative passion, which is cosplay. So I'll show you the proof. Proof is in the pudding, as they say. So this is where that came from. Um, yeah, so that's it. And then to move on to your questions. Oh, by the way, I got a new phone case. My best friend and her boyfriend gave it to me, and I love it. I love Gogo. I love how much of a feminist she is, because I'm a massive feminist too, so I love this character. And she is someone who I will also be cosplaying this year. Yay! But to get to your questions, Jose asks, how did you start cosplaying? So I started less than a year ago. It was about this time that uh, my best friend and we decided that we wanted to do Anna and Elsa from Frozen for this year's Mickey's Halloween party at Disneyland. And I was living in London doing my master's. I hadn't yet found my sewing cafe or anything like that. So I didn't know what resources I would have access to in London. And my program finished at the end of August, beginning of September, so I didn't know if I'd have time once I got back from London to make Anna. So I decided to make it over Christmas break. So I spent a week of my break making Anna, like nonstop. And then a friend of mine who I met her when I was doing my semester abroad in Scotland, and she's now doing her master's at Oxford. So she was talking with me and she said, I think you'd really enjoy going to a convention. Do you want to go to London Super Comic Con with me? And I went, sure, I'll just pack up Anna and bring her back to London with me. And so I did. I went to London Super Comic Con in March and loved it. I had such a good time. I met so many awesome people. It was a great first con because it was the perfect size. It wasn't as overwhelming as like MCM can be. It was a nice, good size, great community. It was definitely more of a comic focused con. Um, and yeah, I had a great time. And also, the costume contest was amazing. Like, it inspired me so much. And I love it. I've been sewing and making cosplays ever since. So, next question is from Laura. She asks, if you could indeed saddle the hippogriffs, where would you ride them? London. Definitely London. And then Missy asks, what's your favorite cosplay you've done so far, and which one are you most excited to do in the future? I love a lot of, if not all of my past cosplays, but probably my favorite was Marjorie's wedding dress. It took a lot of time. I spent so much time on that dress and more money than I would like to admit. But I was just so happy with the result. It was definitely a labor of love. Um, and just the reactions I've gotten are amazing. Still, that photo of that dress by Alan Tang Photography / Project Sagittarius. He just recently changed his name on Facebook. But that photo is still my favorite photo of any of my costumes. Like, I love that dress so much. It's not easy to wear though because it's an open back, so you have to wear a stick-on bra, and the train is about 3 feet long, so it's really heavy, covered in over 200 rosettes. But I will wear it at another con at some point. I want to first though invest in a wig instead of spending hours upon hours upon hours curling my hair. um, but I love that costume. That probably is my favorite. And then part two was, what costume are you most excited for? I have all of them, all of the ones I'm planning to make. I'm excited for Maki because I haven't really done a group cosplay before. I'm excited for Supersonico because I love that character. Um, I'm working on my Bert Jolly Holiday outfit later today. Gogo Tamago's hero suit from Big Hero 6, the Ice Queen from Once Upon a Time. That's gonna be a stunner. I can't wait to do that. Um, Doing Duchess Satine from Star Wars Clone Wars for Star Wars Celebration this year. Um, I would love to do a gender bent. Oh God, why am I blanking? Oaken from Frozen. I want to do like a 1940s chalet version of Oaken, which I would have to knit the sweater, and I haven't done any knitting in years, and I never really graduated beyond like scarves. So that one, I don't know if it's gonna happen in 2015, but I definitely have the design in my mind and it will happen eventually and it will be great. So you may have to wait a long time to see that, especially because, like, wool sweater and Los Angeles don't really go together very well. But maybe if I ever like travel to a con and it's somewhere in a colder climate, like if I ever go to Canada, I will totally make Oaken for a Canadian con. um, yeah, they're just so many I'm excited to do. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Jack Skellington, I think, for Kamikaze this year. Do like a gender bent Jack with a Zero puppet. I have so many ideas, guys. Like, time and money are like my only limiting factors, because if money and time weren't an issue, I would just sew all day, every day, and I would make like 40 costumes in a year, which is just ridiculous. But it's me. So we'll see how many I make this year. um, and then Rebecca asks, what's the most challenging project you've ever done, or have you ever made a possibly catastrophic mistake but made it work anyway? So, my Sivir from League of Legends is still in the process. I've been sewing as long as I can remember, but when it comes to like fabricating and working with craft foam and glue and spray paint and all this stuff, like, that's a whole new field for me. So you can see I have the blades in the back. You may have seen in pictures before that was all in one piece, but now it's in four. The catastrophic thing is that I was gonna take it home to San Francisco with me when I went home for Christmas break and work on it. So I went to put it in my trunk and it didn't fit. I have a pretty big SUV and I can like put the seats down, so I have a lot of space for it, but it was still too big. So I took off one of the legs of it, thinking I would just cut them down a bit so that they and then glue it back together and when I was back in San Francisco. And then I was about 5 hours into my drive and I was on I-5 and I went over a bump and I heard a crack. And next time I stopped, I looked inside the back seat, and my two pieces were now in four pieces. So I need to buy a new, like the circle thing that goes in the middle of it. I need to buy a new one of those because that's what cracked. And I need to cut down the blades a lot so that they'll fit in my car. And I need to make sure it's really strong and reinforced so that when I do put it in my car to drive to convention, like, I don't want one single pothole to completely destroy that thing. Because this costume will look great once I finally finish it, but if the blade breaks on the way to the con, like, my Civer is not going to be as recognizable. So, this costume has definitely had its catastrophic moments, and it's a much bigger and more time consuming build with so many more pieces than I imagined. But it's a really good learning curve for me. And so I'm excited for this thing to be finally done. I'm not giving myself a deadline on this. Just because I'm doing it piece at a time. Like, okay, today I'll work on the shoulder pauldron, or today I'll work on the arm bracers or something. Just breaking it up into small projects just because it's so new. Whereas, like, I can just take a bunch of fabric and be like, I'll make this costume today and whip it up in a day. I made a bodysuit for Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four for $15 and like 2.5 hours of labor for a photo shoot over break. Like, I can whip that up no problem. But Armor Piece takes a little bit more time. So I am so excited to show you guys everything I'm doing this year. I know a lot of people are creating big lists of all the stuff they want to accomplish in 2015, but I know what I'm going to prioritize will change a lot over time, just based on what fabrics I find, how much free time I have, whether I'm in the mood to do something that just like something I know how to make easily without much creative thought. Like, I can just like whip up Megara, or I could just whip up my like 10th Doctor outfit in no time. Or if I want to spend more time and do something creative, like try to figure out how to make Duchess Satine's big headdress thing. So there's awesome stuff, and I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm so excited to expand into doing anime costumes and video game costumes, which I've never done before. I'm excited, guys. So, welcome to 2015. I hope it's even more awesome than 2014. And I'll see you guys at a con. Bye.